Mr. Stephen Jackson, Cattle Commissioner. Hey, Stephen, welcome back to Keel. How you been?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Well, let's start here. GDC, Gateway Development Consortium. I guess they've already made a pitch to the Shreveport, to the folks at City Hall, and they've done a little, I know they've been here a couple of times doing sort of marketing their idea for the 10-year, billion-dollar Cross Bayou project. Now the Cattle Commission is getting involved. What do you expect with your meeting with them later today?
Well, I wouldn't say we're getting involved. They have approached us, and we appreciate them for coming to sit down and, telling us what their not necessarily expectations, but what their ideas are. And so at this point, my position is we're here to listen. We're here to look at what information they have before we move forward or advance to a more serious stage.
Aaron and I were talking a little while ago about the Cross Bayou area. My thought was, we both thought that was all under it's all in the city limits. Is part of it in the parish also?
Well, I always remind folks that Shreveport is in Cattle Parish, and Cattle Parish is in the state of Louisiana. So there's opportunities for partnerships. My district is about 98% in the city of Shreveport, and so Cross Bayou is in my district. We own some property in that area, and so they've come to talk to us several times.
I think he forgets all of Shreveport.
No. What I meant was there's a lot of
Do you not own? Does the parish own a piece of that? That's down
what
there?
I meant. Yes,
we own quite a bit. We own quite a bit of parcels of property in that Cross Bayou corridor, and all of Shreveport is in Cattle Parish, and so.
See, I was smart by accident.
You said a minute ago, before we move this forward to more serious stage, what could this mean from the parish and the parish's involvement?
Well, I don't want to speculate. The item that's on the agenda is simply saying, listen, we've been hearing you talking in the media. Some folks have been reached out to. And so what we're saying is, okay, if we're going to have serious conversations, if we're going to, I think they want letters of support or letters of intent. If we're going to progress to more advanced stages, then let's sit down, let's talk, let's have serious conversations. Show us, what skin in the game that you have. Show us what skin in the game the other developers have, and then we'll go forward. We want to do our due diligence. We don't want to rush and do anything, and we want to make sure that we're having transparent conversations about it.
The $64,000 question is, what are they going to want? Because that's what it comes down to, the city. And bluntly, from the city. And bluntly speaking, so far, they've been a little vague. They've sort of hinted at infrastructure help, et cetera. Any idea what they might want from you guys?
At this point, it seems like you hear a variety of things, and you talk to different people say different things. But again, they will have an opportunity, I guess, to make their elevator pitch throughout however long we choose to entertain this conversation. I guess this is sort of the put up or hush up scenario here. Either show us what you want. Is it feasible? Is it doable? Is it practical? And if so, let's go forward. If not, then, hey, we're going to go in a different direction. So as the resolution states, nothing is guaranteed here. Let's just simply starting the conversation.
Cattle Commissioner Stephen Jackson, there was something new mentioned last week when Paul Pratt joined us. Mm-hmm. He talked about a judicial complex. Mm-hmm. We hadn't heard that before. This could involve the commission. If it's district courts or if it's one of the appeals courts, you guys could be involved. If it's juvenile court, some sort of connection. Was that intriguing to you to hear that?
I did not hear that particular interview, and as I said just a moment ago, it just depends on who you talk to. It tends to change every time you talk to somebody. I think it first started out with the state municipal complex, and so we're going to have some very serious conversations, candid conversations about what do you want from the commission, what do you want as far as public sector support. Is this something that we're willing to do just because you say you want it? But as developers, I think we owe them that opportunity to sit down and have a conversation. Any developer that comes to town we owe it to them to sit down and have a conversation. So that's what this is.
Stephen, you may be a little jaded by the E word, Elio.
Okay, right. I think that's an understatement.
Yeah. So,
said, by the way.
Will that cause you to be a little jaded in listening to this pitch?
No. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes we get it wrong, and so that's why this first step that we're taking is saying, listen, you have an opportunity to make your pitch, and we're not going to ever go. At least from my position, I'm one vote. And from my position is, I'm not going to ever go down the road that led us to the Elio situation. And so let's be transparent about it. Let's be honest about it. And if it's a good idea, we may look to support you. If it's not a good idea, then we're not going to support it. And so we're going to have to see more than just conversation. We're going to have to see some real substance for us to move forward and be a partner in it. And so right now there are more questions and answers, and they'll have to make their pitch to it.
Do they have to go through the commission to get? I mean, if you guys said no, is there any approval they absolutely would have to need from you?
Well, I think to get access to the property, they will have to get access to the property. If they're talking about, as you pointed out, if they're talking about doing a judicial complex or whatever, that will have to be a commission approval process. And so, okay. If they're talking about doing bonds through the parish, that's going to have to go through the commission. So, and our administrator has made it clear that he's not going to engage in anything without the commission's approval.